we need to talk about Kendrick Lamar's halftime show. So the performance starts out with an American flag formation. Notice that it's cut in half, which could indicate how divided America is right now. And then we have Samuel L. Jackson come out as the Black Uncle Sam, and we all know what he stands for.
It's your Uncle Sam, and this is the great American game. Too loud, too reckless, too ghetto. Mr. Lamar, do you really know how to play the game? Scorekeeper, deduct one life.
It's a cultural divide. I'm gonna get it on the floor.
You really about to do it?
40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music.
You really about to do it?
Yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence.
For those of you that don't know, 40 Acres and a Mule was something promised to emancipated slaves, but that promise was never fulfilled. And then we got a huge light up message in the crowd saying, warning, wrong way. And Kendrick was not shy about saying exactly how he feels, even with Mr. Don in the crowd.
The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy. The wrong guy.
The wrong guy.
Holy fucking shit.
My left stroke just went viral. Right stroke put a baby.
I thought this possible symbolism call out was also really interesting as well.
If you look closer, it has an emblem of a feather pinned to it. A feather on a cap symbolizes an achievement or honor that somebody can be proud of. Viewers initially thought was a Florida Gators jacket. Is in fact a custom piece that reads Glory across the front. Yes, Glory is the last track on this Gen X album, but in Spanish it also means glory.
There was also a dancer that decided to take the opportunity to protest for Gaza and Sudan. Here he is on the field with a flag representing both, calling attention to things we are not seeing and aren't talking about as much as we should be. Good for him. Okay, there was a couple of things that really stood out to me during this performance. A lot of people hated it, but I think that's just because they're either missing the point or it's something they didn't want to hear, as usual. I think it was really, really important to call out the fact that we are still at war with each other before we are at war with any other country. The civil unrest in this country is more palpable than ever. I honestly am going to break this down really soon, but I think there's a reasoning for that, and it's always been an issue. I think there was also some talk about it maybe being like a play on like Bloods and Crips kind of deal, but still always about like against each other. If we're against each other, we're not focused on the actual enemy, right? I also really wanted to call out and appreciate Kendrick Lamar because on a world stage with over, I think, 100 million people viewing, he chose to send a message within his performance. He didn't want to do just some like fun hip hop thing. He wanted to tell a story and protest in his own way and tell actually what's happening and use his platform, right? And this is super, super important. So in front of the president, this man chose protest, period. That is art. That is purpose. That is storytelling. And I have been saying this the entire time. There are a lot of influencers or even celebrities that have been very, very quiet during all of this. And I've been questioning why people aren't using their platforms. If you have an audience and you have a platform, speak out when you see things going wrong and people being persecuted. I think people are just like afraid of like losing business or losing friends or whatever, losing fans. But I really, really highly respect artists that are willing to risk it for the biscuit and say exactly how they feel, even up against maybe, possibly major consequences. I thought this was really brave. I thought it was really, really important. And honestly, this is art. That's what art is supposed to be. The best artists are calling shit out. And Kendrick actually says this during a press conference with Apple Music before his show. Lamar spoke out about what his halftime performance would entail. He said, storytelling. I think I've always been very open about storytelling through all of my catalog and my history of music. Always had a passion about bringing that on whatever stage I'm on. The sense of, make people listen, but also see and think a little. Overall, I'm really impressed by the thought and storytelling that went into this and the symbolization behind it. I think artists like this need to be cheered on instead of silenced. And it was just really, really refreshing to see. Honestly, like where most people would have been like, oh, I'm just gonna do something fun and cool because it's a big moment for me, he was like, nah, fuck it, I'm gonna call things how I see it. And that's a really, really beautiful thing in an artist. So keep standing on business, keep saying it like it is, keep calling injustice out. Oh yeah, and happy Black History Month. Bye.